Ever get that feeling like history's playing a game of telephone with us? You know, like we're so far down the line, the original message is like totally messed up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we love those like aha moments and all.
The eureka moments.
Yeah, those.
Right.
But the thing is, innovation is rarely a solo act, right?
Right.
Like our source for this deep dive, the podcast, The False Inventions, who really invented it, that's what they dig into.
Yeah.
We're talking about people whose big breakthroughs got like overshadowed and sometimes like deliberately.
Oh, absolutely. And I think a great example of that is the light bulb.
Oh, for sure.
Which we all associate with Thomas Edison, but it starts way before him.
Oh, way before, yeah.
So we're talking 1802, Humphrey Davy creates the first electric arc lamp.
Right.
Not exactly bedside table material, but
no.
A huge leap forward.
Massive power, blinding light.
Yeah.
More industrial than intimate, I would say.
Right.
But it proved that electric light was possible, which is huge.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so then we jump ahead to 1841, and Warren De La Rue comes along.
He does, yeah.
Vacuum-sealed bulb, platinum filament knowledge.
Platinum filament.
Yeah.
Sounds fancy.
It does sound fancy, but I'm guessing platinum's not.
Yeah, not cheap.
Exactly. So it worked, but it was really only for like the super rich because of the cost.
So it was like a novelty kind of.
Yeah. It kind of highlights a recurring theme we see.
Yeah.
Even if you've got this brilliant invention,
right,
it's got to be practical, affordable,
right,
if it's really going to change the world.
Totally. And so this is where I'm wondering, where does Edison even enter this picture?
Okay, so 1860, enter Joseph Swan, British physicist who develops, you guessed it, a working carbon filament light bulb.
Right.
19 years before Edison gets the credit.
So are you telling me that Edison basically took Swan's work and ran with it?
I mean, Edison supporters would say he refined it, like his improvements to the filament, the vacuum.
Right. Those were key for like durability and mass production. But how much credit is really due when you're building on someone else's foundation?
Right.
That's where things get kind of murky.
And this is where Edison's famous business savvy comes in.
Yes.
Like turning a good idea into a commercial success.
Precisely. So Edison was a master of marketing and patents, securing his place in those history books.
Oh, yeah.
He even built entire electrical systems around his bulb. So, make sure his version became the standard.
So it wasn't just inventing the light bulb. It was like creating the infrastructure that made it like indispensable.
Yeah.
That's really
very clever.
Clever.
Yeah.
But makes you wonder about those that came before.
Absolutely. And this pattern, it repeats itself, but even more dramatic when we look at Edison's dealings with Nikola Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
And the War of the Currents.
This is where it gets juicy.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Tesla, the genius behind alternating current AC, the very system that powers our homes today.
Exactly. And Edison, a staunch supporter of his own direct current.
Right, DC.
He wasn't about to let this, like, newfangled AC system steal the show.
Right, so how did this war play out?
Okay, so?
Did they have rap battles, like dissing each other's currents?
Sadly, no epic rap battles.
Okay.
Though that would have been pretty entertaining. Instead, Edison resorted to some pretty shocking tactics to discredit AC. Like, literally, public demonstrations where he electrocuted animals.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
To portray AC as dangerous.
As dangerous, yeah.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Was he trying to scare the public into sticking with his DC system?
It certainly looks that way, yeah.
Yeah.
This wasn't just like a scientific debate anymore.
Right.
It was a battle for control over this potentially lucrative industry.
Oh, wow.
Think about it. Whoever controlled the electrical grid basically controlled the future.
Right. High stakes game.
High stakes.
Makes you wonder if Edison's fear of losing his grip on the electrical world kind of pushed him to those extremes.
It certainly raises questions about the lengths people will go to when their power or their legacy is threatened.
Right.
And this brings us to another invention where the credit seems a bit misplaced.
Okay, you're talking about the telephone, right?
The telephone, yeah.
The one we all associate with.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Exactly. We've all heard that Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you story.
Oh, yeah.
But the truth is, years before Bell's famous call, an Italian inventor named Antonio Meucci had already filed a patent for a talking telegraph.
So why isn't Meucci the household name?
Well, this is where patents and legal representation come in.
Okay.
Meucci, facing financial hardship, couldn't afford to renew his patent caveat.
A patent what?
A caveat.
Okay.
It's like a placeholder.
Ah, sure.
Giving you a year to, like, finalize your invention and application. Meucci simply couldn't keep up while Bell had the resources and legal support to push through his own patent.
So even if you invent something amazing, you still need the know-how.
Yeah.
And the cash.
Yes, yeah.
To navigate the patent system.
Exactly.
It seems like a David and Goliath situation.
It really does. And unfortunately, in this case, Goliath won.
Yeah.
Mucci's story is a stark reminder that innovation isn't always a level playing field.
It's not. Wow, this is a lot to process.
It is.
It's incredible how these, famous inventor stories we've all heard can be so different from the reality.
Yeah, what we're learning is that invention is often a collaborative process.
Yeah.
Building on the work of many.
Right. And it makes you wonder how many other inventions have hidden stories waiting to be uncovered.
Yeah. It's almost like there's this secret history of innovation happening in the shadows. These overlooked inventors, they're like the roadies of the invention world.
Oh, I love that.
Like setting up the stage, making sure the show goes on, but never getting the spotlight. Yeah, it's a powerful analogy, and it highlights how our understanding of history is often shaped by, those who have the loudest voice.
Right.
The biggest platform, the deepest pockets.
Yeah, it's like a game of who controls the narrative. And in these cases, it seems like Edison was like the master.
Oh, he was good at the game.
Yeah.
But that raises a really important question. How do we reconcile his undeniable contributions to technology with these instances of, questionable ethics?
It's true. I mean, it's not like Edison was this evil mastermind trying to steal everyone's ideas.
No.
He was brilliant in his own right.
Absolutely.
And his work did revolutionize the world.
It did. But I think by digging deeper into these stories, we get a more nuanced picture.
Right.
We see that innovation is rarely a black and white affair.
Right.
It's full of gray areas, complex motivations, and often a bit of historical revisionism.
It's messy.
It's messy.
Yeah, and maybe that's the key takeaway here. We need to be more critical of the narratives we're presented with, especially when it comes to these great man theories of history.
Yeah, it's about recognizing the contributions of the many, not just the few.
Right.
And understanding that even those we hold up as heroes had their flaws.
Yeah.
And their shadows.
All of this makes me wonder what other inventions might have similar hidden stories.
Oh, I'm sure there are tons.
Are we just scratching the surface here?
I think so. Think about it. Every technological advancement we enjoy today is built upon a foundation of countless innovations.
Yeah.
Many of which have been forgotten or attributed to the wrong person.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling when you think about it that way. Who really invented the computer?
Yeah.
Or the internet?
Right.
I'm starting to question everything I thought I knew.
That's the beauty of it all.
Yeah.
Critical thinking and historical inquiry, it challenges our assumptions.
Right.
And opens our minds to new possibilities.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe by digging deeper into these stories, we'll uncover the inspiration for the next generation of innovators.
Right. Instead of just celebrating the winners,
exactly,
we can learn from the struggles and the triumphs of those who came before, whether they achieved fame or not.
And maybe, just maybe, by giving voice to the overlooked and underappreciated, we can create a more inclusive and accurate historical narrative.
Right.
One that inspires us to push the boundaries of innovation while acknowledging that collaborative nature of progress.
I love that. This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
It has.
It really makes you think differently about invention and the stories we tell ourselves about how it happens.
I think that's the power of a deep dive like this.
Yeah.
It's not just about learning facts, it's about challenging our perspectives and sparking a sense of curiosity.
Right.
And who knows what discoveries await us when we start questioning the accepted narratives.
I'm definitely feeling inspired to do some more research.
Me too.
But before we wrap up, I'm curious, what stands out to you as the most crucial point we've uncovered today?
I think for me, it's that reminder that innovation is, it's rarely a solo act, right?
It's more like a relay race.
Yeah.
With each runner building on the momentum of the one before.
That's a great way to put it. And it makes you wonder, are we giving enough credit to those carrying the baton right now?
Right.
The unsung heroes working in labs and workshops, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Yeah, and it makes you realize that the next Edison or Tesla could be out there.
Oh, totally.
Right now.
Yeah.
Toiling away in obscurity.
Absolutely.
But maybe armed with a little more awareness about the complexities of invention and the power of patents and marketing, they can avoid getting overshadowed.
Exactly. And maybe by shining a light on these forgotten stories, we can inspire a whole new generation of innovators, not only to create these groundbreaking inventions, but also to protect their intellectual property and tell their stories effectively.
So to our listener, Next time you hear that familiar so-and-so invented such and such, take a pause.
Yeah, take a pause.
There might be a whole lot more to the story.
Think of it as an invitation to dig deeper.
Right.
Whose contributions were missed?
Yeah.
What were the social and economic forces at play? You might be surprised at what you uncover.
This whole deep dive has been, it's been a fantastic reminder that history is never truly settled.
It's always evolving.
Right. There's always more to learn, more perspectives to consider.
More stories to tell.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe our listener will be the one to unearth the next hidden chapter in the history of innovation.
I hope so.
So until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.